should we start?
Cherry Richardson is taking part in a research study at Westchester University in Pennsylvania.
So we have a research protocol by which we collect data for this particular project.
The study is run by two communications professors, Bessie Lawton and Anita Foman. The question they're asking is, how does DNA testing affect our understanding of who we are? And also, our ability to understand what makes us different.
And after we receive the results, we bring you together.
The whole idea is to listen to each other and talk with one another.
Anita was inspired to start the project because of her experiences as a diversity trainer.
I thought looking at our DNA was a really interesting way to approach this whole conversation about race and diversity in a way that was not going to make people defensive, and that has happened.
We don't identify ourselves as Africa. We just say we're black. You know, we literally separated from that which we came from.
In a previous test with Ancestry, Taekwon Golden was told his roots were 80% West African and 20% British.
They got everybody.
In today's test with Family Tree DNA, he hopes to learn more.
My suspicions might lead me to say somewhere in slavery, 20% might have came in and have been integrated with our DNA. And that might not have been voluntary.
I think as an African American, it's a tough thing to grapple with when you think about the origin of your Caucasian or white ancestry that often happened due to rape and mistreatment. But it is part of your history, so you have to confront it on some level and understand it. It's part of how you got here.
I don't want to hide from the truth, no matter how bad it could be.
Now it's time to collect DNA.
You can turn it around a little bit to capture more.
And ship the samples off to Houston.
Thank you.
So how do DTCs like Family Tree DNA come up with a breakdown of your ancestry? It's a process that also centers around SNPs, those places in our DNA that most frequently vary between people. The company compares your SNPs with those of people in what are called reference groups. People alive today whose DNA has been tested and who share patterns of SNPs that scientists have found to be typical for the region in which they live. Those patterns are compiled into a database. But how well does it represent test takers?
They're telling you, this is your background based on our database. Well, if something's not in their database, they can't tell you that it's in your background.
The DTCs have less data about people of African and Asian descent than they do about people of European descent.
Most of the genetic testing that has been done on North Atlantic Europeans. So our reference databases are biased.